Hey guys, welcome to Zero Filter. I'm Fei. That was Sush. I am on Zero Filter. I'm back. Who would have thought? I did 10 episodes before, so if you're new here, feel free to go to my Spotify, my YouTube, have a look at them. If not, then I guess you're just here for this one and see what I bring next time. I would like to pay my respects and acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on Wajak Noongar Boodja, the Noongar people. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And thank you for allowing me to share this on your land. So I need to put my computer on silent. Yep. Okay, so yes, I've been quite silent for a little bit now, and I've been getting a few messages saying, when is Zero Filter coming back? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And honestly, I moved house. I went to Japan. I did a lot of things, and it just felt like I didn't have the same kind of setup, as you can see, as I did before. And I think being an ADHD girl, when something isn't the same or, feels different, it feels a lot harder to get back into the flow of that thing. It's like coming back from Japan and now having to find my flow with going to the gym and Pilates and dancing after hurting my ankle. It's just felt a little bit too much. But I do love talking to my phone, and the camera loves me, obviously. So I'm back. I'm back. Now, I do want to take Zero Filter in a new direction. Obviously, there's going to be these Q&As always, but what I'm wanting to do is, I feel like there's just so much shit going on at the moment, like so much shit. And as much as I try and advocate and protest and do all of the things that I can humanly possibly can in this world, use my platform to share and all of those bits and bobs, I thought speaking on this and really kind of in a way stripping back everything and rehumanizing each and every person. And so I really want to get on people that I might not necessarily agree with, and it's not that I'm giving them a platform, it's more so, and I want to get on people that I do agree with, obviously, but I want to share every single person's story, if that makes sense. I want to have, instead of like, this is what I believe, this is who I support, I believe the earth is flat versus round, I take all of that away, take the story away, throw that in the bin. Like, who am I? I'm Faye, right? When I grew up, what things shaped me? What is my story? How did I get to be sitting here with a microphone, talking to my camera for other people to listen to? And why? Who am I? What has made me? Like, everyone has a story, and if you have listened before, you've probably heard me say this, but I feel like when I shared my traumatic, horrible story of, trigger warning, child sexual assault that happened to me as a child, and I tell people about what I've experienced, the amount of people that reached out that were like, oh my God, you give me strength to be able to tell my story, and I really see you in a different light, and I really have so much love for you. And I feel like if we all shared our story of what and it doesn't have to be like a trauma dumping session. Like, it could be like, I started off playing NRL. I'm going to say my brother's sports story, but he started playing NRL not NRL, but like rugby league when he was 4, and then went to AIS, and, then went on to footy and played union, and those things shaped who he was as a person, and playing in these community events, and with building these beautiful relationships to, then being an amazing father. I think, everyone has a different story. Everyone has been shaped in different ways. And yes, of course there's trauma, but there's no level to that either. Like, if you're, like someone said to me, like, what has happened to me, the level of trauma that I have is exactly the same as the worst trauma someone else has had. So like, there's no kind of hierarchy of trauma. And I just really think that sharing these things that have shaped us, you can see that person for them. Like, they become a human if you didn't know them. And so that's where I want to take this kind of podcast world, because I feel like if we really strip back the stories and we really strip back the world of what's happening around us and kind of really connect and humanize with each other, even if we don't agree, that maybe we can form these bonds that can really kind of strengthen us going against these elites and these 1%. Like, I think that would be more powerful than us hating each other and, you know, being like, I don't like you because of XYZ, instead of like just being like, you know what, all of that shit doesn't matter at the moment because they're trying to turn us against each other. And so I think really kind of, stripping back, which is funny because that's my job, but like really stripping back the story and really humanizing each other and really kind of getting on the one team to kind of go against them, or just, I don't know where it's going to take us, but I think coming together instead of fighting against each other is a way better thing than freaking what they want us to do, because that ain't it. But I said that I would answer some questions today, so I'm going to answer some questions. So let's bring them up. So I have a question here, and it says, what are some names that you loved for your daughter but didn't use? So I actually thought when I was pregnant that I was having a boy. Like, I didn't find out what I was having at all. And so my whole pregnancy, I was calling her Zeppelin because I love Led Zeppelin. And I listened to Led Zeppelin every single day that I was pregnant. And I'd call my belly like, Little Zeppy, hi Little Zeppy. So I still love that name. I think if I was to have I would love to. But, you know, finding a partner is the hard part. I would love to have a boy and call him Zeppelin or Axel. I love both of those names. Fun fact, I had a dog called Axel. He was my first dog, or I don't know if Doggy or Axel came first, but yeah, they were my first two dogs. And yeah, I just love the name Axel. I think it's really freaking cool. But girl names, I had Tallulah, Asta, and I think like Asta La Luna, like Astala, then I found out it was like to the moon in Spanish. So Astala Luna is my daughter's name. Nothing to do with the brand of bags. She stole my name. Thank you. What else did I have on? I really can't remember. I mean, it was 12 years ago that I was thinking about that stuff. So yeah, like I loved Luna, obviously, and that's why she's pretty much just goes by Loon. But yeah, I can't really remember. I just remember a lot of the like boys' names. Like I think I can only remember like two, like Tallulah, Asta, Zeppelin, Axel. I feel like I have a list in my phone somewhere, so maybe I'll do that next time, but I'm not bringing it because I'm recording on my phone. I think if I was also to have a son, I would really love the name Sol, like S-O-L, like sun. I love that name. Or solar. Obviously I have a thing to do with astrology because they are all names besides Axel and Zeppelin, but Zeppelin's still something that goes in the sky, isn't it? Oh, anyway. What was your favorite part of your Japan trip? Oh my God. Japan was like a fever dream. And it's funny because on the first day that I got there, I actually like came down with the worst fever. And so I'm like, was it a fever dream? But I think experiencing anything with a child, like if there's mothers out there that I know that listen to this and people that aren't mothers, when you have a kid, you become a kid again. Like it's like re-experiencing childhood but through like their lens. And I think that's the one thing that I love about being with Loon is that I can just be my absolute fucking weird little child self, and it's so magical like living in that with her. And so I think every part of Japan was amazing, like, you know, being able to throw snowballs at each other and do, what are they called, snow angels, and go snowboarding for the first time with her. Like we both got to see snow for the first time, and go to Disneyland, and we both got to do that for the first time together. So it was just such a magical experience. And we both, I'm pretty sure she's ADHD, but I am. And so it's like, you know, she was like, okay, we need a rest. I need a 5-minute break to just like not be overstimulated. And I don't know, it was such a great trip. I think there was so many parts that were amazing. Like I literally had a dream last night that we were getting all of the Lawsons and Family Marts in Australia, and we were buying like the chicken. So I'm going to say Lawson chicken. I miss Lawson chicken, and I know Loon does too. I think honestly, the vintage street and the vintage flea markets were my favourite. I think and obviously seeing the snow, and I think for Loon it was the snow. Disneyland is so overrated, especially for someone with the tisms. It was just too much. Like, I did my best trying to get like the best tickets, everything like that. I thought I could get the like fast pass. The trains had never ever gone against me, and the whole time we were there until the day we were trying to get to Disneyland, and it took us like 5 hours to get there, and it was a nightmare. So fast pass, guys, don't forget it, because it's brutal without it, and you just end up leaving. Well, we didn't really care about going on rides because Loon's not a ride girl, but I am. So I'll be back there. I want to go to Japan again. I didn't get to snowboard that like much. I think it was like half an hour. Loon accidentally let her board go completely off the mountainside and down the slopes into about 200 people. So we gave up and we're like, okay, we'll do this next time. But yeah, the whole of Japan was my favorite. I think I want to go back. I want to go to Kyoto and Osaka. Like, we only did Tokyo and Hakaba, and just everything was incredible. Like, so clean, so quiet, so respectful, like just structure. And I think as well, being ADHD, like for both of us, just like knowing once you get off the train, like you let others out and then you stay to the left on the stairs, and everything like that was just so, everything made sense and had a place. Whereas I think when you get back to Australia, like we were just like, whoa, going to the shops is like so overstimulating. Whereas there it's like there's just flow and clean, and no one wears strong perfume, or just go. It's freaking amazing. And then if you need the dopamine, you just look up and there's freaking LED lights. Everything's mascot is like a toy or a teddy bear, or like, like it's just, I loved it. Okay, next question. How do you build self-confidence? I look at you and you bloody glow. Oh, Gemma, I love you. Honestly, it's taken a lot of fucking work. Let's be real. Like, I think the first thing that comes to my head, which is usually what I say, and if you know me, don't really have a filter, zero filter, is that I stopped using filters on my face. Like, especially because I've wanted to have like a vlog or a podcast for like before Loon was born. So like I would say like 13 years ago. And what this guy that I was friends with, Sonny, if you ever listen to this, thank you. He was like, just start talking to your phone. Start talking, like filming yourself and talking to your phone, like, and then post that. Like, just keep doing that. And I was like, oh, so that was where my journey of like talking on my Instagram really came to light, because I would just get on there and just start talking. I became really comfortable with talking to my phone, which I think is like one of the hardest parts, because like you're not really talking to anyone that's there. Like, it's just like this little, just imagine just talking to your hand. Like, it's weird, and you've got to get used to that. But I think that's what I did, and it's taken me this long to actually set it up and be able to just sit here and talk, right? And I think, talking on my Instagram and seeing my face all the time was really a big part of like building that confidence, because I used to use filters, and we all did, right? 2014, 15, whenever they came out, and I stopped completely using them. And I think it just helped with my face, and doing a lot of work with like tantra and that kind of stuff, where I would eye gaze with other people, and then I started eye gazing with myself in the mirror, and really kind of looking at myself and looking at my body, and just really kind of taking me in. And those, what are they called, affirmations, like realizing how beautiful I am. And I just did a lot of like self-love things, where I lay in bed and I just like tickle myself, like, and tell myself how beautiful I am and how amazing a mother I am and how kind I am. And I think once you really start giving yourself that self-love and really working on that, it just kind of happens. And I think, I've always been told like, you're too loud, you're too much, you're too this, you're too that. And there's been parts, and I think over the maybe last year, there was a bit where I really kind of went back into my shell and I was like, fuck, I am too much. Like, I do talk too much. Like, I don't let other people speak. And, you know, there was a time where my ED freaking popped its really ugly head up and was just like, you're putting on too much weight. You don't look as good as other girls. You know, there's always going to be times where I'm not this 100% confident person, but she's back. I'm going to say she's back. Like, I literally been looking in the mirror lately like, I am a babe. And also, I just know that I'm kind. I think, like, I know I'm a good person because I do try. I never do anything out of being spiteful or mean to anyone, even if they don't like me. And I think knowing that I don't have a bad bone in my body, like, is really a drive to being confident, because it's like, I'm a good person, so deal with it. But yeah, I don't even know if that helps, but love yourself, be kind, rewind. No, but yeah, I think once you're beautiful on the inside, it radiates outside. And you are glowing as well. Like, I know it. I can see it in my brain. I see your face and I'm just like, damn, she's great. You're great. You're all great. Okay, what's next? Who do I get my fashion inspo from? Jesus. I don't know. I haven't really looked at these questions, but I love this new setup because I don't have to wear pants. I'm not wearing any pants. And I've heard that that's what like news presenters and stuff do. Like, they'll just like wear like a suit and tie and then they're just like at their desk with their boxers on. And that's me right now. So yeah, that's my fashion advice. No, I don't know, honestly. I think I've honestly started dressing for comfort. I've always found inspiration actually in like men's street skatewear. Like, if you see me outside of my work, I'm usually wearing cargos of some sort and a tiny t-shirt or a massive t-shirt and cargos. I just love baggy. And I think, you know, I'm in my mid-30s now and comfort is key. And it also looks really good when I'm dancing. So yeah, unless I'm wearing a bikini, then it's like minimal, nothing. But yeah, if I think of like any of my fashion inspirations, I will let you know. I just love putting things together that I feel good in. And I think I draw so many different inspirations from so many different things, but I don't think that there's like actual people that I, you know, aspire to be. I think a lot of 90s culture, 90s street and skate culture. I love that kind of stuff. I'm a 90s girly. So I'm gonna rep it. Okay, as a dancer, what is your favorite kind of client and least favorite? Oh gosh. For those that are new here, I am a exotic dancer and I've been doing it for 7 years, 8 years. I don't know. I have ADHD. Who knows? Could have been last week. No, I'm kidding. But 2019 I started, so seven years. My favorite type of client is they just want to sit and chat shit, because I am good at that. If you can't tell, I'm actually amazing at chatting shit. So yeah, it really kind of depends on the mood I'm in. But yeah, a lot of chatting. I like to cuddle, and I love karaoke. Like, I love being able to sing and perform. Like, I have a lot of my placements in Leo, and I am a performer. So if I can get on that mic and sing some Tate McRae or Doja Cat, which a lot of the girls at work hate me doing, I will have the best time of my life. Also, I've played like Cards Against Humanity in the rooms, and honestly, that has been some of the funniest times of my life. We've had like little award ceremonies where like we tell each other what we love about each other, and we like give each other like a little thing. Or one time we did like everyone had to do a karaoke song and we judged it, and we do like scoring, and that was honestly amazing. I love fun things that like, you know, involve games, but also I love the deep and meaningful chats. And if you want to listen to me fucking flabbergasting, Is that how you use that? My hands are sweaty. Then that's perfect too. I mean, I love being with my friends. Let's be real. Ones that I hate that are super touchy when you tell them that you're not allowed to touch, and continue to do that, and don't tip because I love tip. Yeah. Or just like really obnoxious men that think that you're a piece of meat and they're just like, I don't like you because you have small tits. And you're like, that's great. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but there's a different way that you can go about that. Like, I'm still a human being. And I think that's really what I want to get out there to people that have never been to a strip club, haven't gotten a lap dance or anything like that. Like, you're not walking into a butcher shop. You're not walking into the bakery. You're not like, okay, I don't like Danishes, so I'll have a tart. Or like, I don't like that cut of steak, I want that one. Like, you don't talk to us like that. You're like, hey, like, if you could find me a girl that looks like this, or like, how's your day? Honestly, thanks for coming up to me. Here's a tip. But I don't know what I'm looking for just yet. And then I'm usually the type of person that's going to turn around and be like, no worries. Like, what are you looking for? Let me help you find a girl, because I know everyone here and I'm the best person to ask. You know, there's just different ways of handling yourself at a nightclub establishment like that. Why are you gay? I am bisexual. Not gay. No, I am gay. No, I'm bisexual. Just inside joke, peoples, don't worry. Do you believe that willing people can change themselves through therapy? 1000%. Like, I can only speak for myself and my story, but man, I would be like a completely different person, and I don't think I would have the empathy and love and caring and understanding if I didn't go through so much therapy and different forms of therapy as well, like holistic healing and trauma, therapy and stuff like that. I think so much of that therapy has shaped me into who I am and how I'm able to hold space for others and hold space for myself, I think, at the end of the day. So I really think that, yes, you can change yourself through therapy. But you have to be also willing to want to change. Like, I didn't want to be sad. I didn't want to be the victim. I didn't want to be the person that was triggered easily by others because I was projecting. I wanted to love myself and love this body that I'm in for such a short time and just kind of enjoy life. And I think you need, if you've been through something traumatic, especially as a child or, early adult or even as an adult, come on now, but everyone should really look after their brain and their mental health, because yes, I think it does change who you are for the better. What's the biggest red flags you've seen in dating? I really should have read these questions before coming on. Just too many red flags. I don't know. As I said, my toe has only dipped in and it came straight back out and shut up shop again because it's honestly depressing. Let me have a think about red flags that I've dealt with in the past, but just not wanting to go on a proper date, wanting you to go to their house straight away, not taking the time to realize that, we go through so much to get ready and put ourselves out there, and, they can't even be bothered to have a shower. I don't know. I've just made that bit up. But yeah, I think as well, like saying like, oh, I'd never date a stripper once I've told you that I'm a stripper while we're on a date, that's pretty like, okay, well, what are you doing then? All right, I'm going to get off this topic because it's just a little bit depressing. Okay, how to get into stripping? Just do it. I mean, I was only making, again, I can only speak for myself, but I was working at General Pants and I was making like $700 a week and had a daughter, and I was single, and I was like, this is poopy. It's so poopy. Like, what am I doing? And I was barely being able to pay rent, and I could barely see Loon because she was at childcare, and it was just like, it was bleh. So I'd done a lot of work on myself. I was very body positivity, body positive and, you know, had been in the like tantra, spiritual, kundalini scene. So like had really been delving into like loving myself and loving my body and realizing that the naked body is just skin and all of that kind of hoobala woo woo, which still love, not taking away from that. And I'd been a gymnast and a dancer since I was really, really little. So I knew how to perform and, you know, all of that kind of stuff, which actually has nothing to do with stripping at all, PS. But I also had done a lot of work in sales, in retail, and I used to be one of those really annoying people that like would be like, have you got Foxtel? Come with me and I'll sign you up. So yeah, in the shopping centers, that was me. So when I worked for them, you'd have to do like 2 hours of like sales training in the morning before you went to the shopping center. So I'd done a lot of sales training and I went out one night and I saw my friend that was working in a strip club here in Perth, and I was like, tell me the deets. Do you think I've got what it takes? Blah, 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 blah. And she was like, yeah, babe, go for it. And so I asked her what kind of club that I should go for out of the 3 that are here, and she told me one, and I literally went home, applied, realized that I'm going to need shoes and outfits and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, feck. And got a message and they were like, we'd love you to come in for an interview this Wednesday. And I was like, oh my God. So I bought all the stuff, like got it shipped ASAP. And then once I got it, I went in for the audition and I got it that night. She was like, you're a dancer, I can tell. And I was like, yeah, I am. And she was like, yep, got the job. I think all the glitters is not gold. Like, people think it's such a bigger thing than it is. Like, I don't want everyone to go into it, like, because it's definitely not what you expect. It's, you know, night shift work. It's dealing with drunk, coked up people that aren't themselves in that moment. Alcohol. All of these things play into a part of it, and you've got to be really strong-minded. I always say that if you're going to get into stripping, like, definitely start over 25 because you need to have your wits about you. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, how you dance. I've never done a pole class in my life, but it's if you can sell a dance to someone and they want to spend $800 on you to spend an hour with you, you need to convince them of that. So if you can do that, go for it. But I've got the gift of the gab, and I don't think I give them a chance. I'm like, come on. No, I'm kidding. But obviously from when I started to now, like, I'm a completely different person, and I would have been it anyway without stripping. Like, it's a long time in between. 7 years is from 27 to 35 is crazy. Wait, is that? I don't know. Math ain't I'm pretty. But yeah, it definitely plays on your body positivity as well. Like, you know, you're surrounded by beautiful women that are done up to the nines, half nude, you know, with different body parts. It's hard not to judge yourself and what you look like in comparison. So say if someone's getting booked more than you, like, why am I not getting as many as her? Is it because her bum's bigger than mine? Is it because her tits are bigger than mine? Is it because she's got fake tan on? Is it because she has extensions? Is it because she does her makeup differently? These things you have to constantly deal with in this industry. And it's like, if you can't handle that and be so sure of yourself as a person and go, I am me, like, no matter how strong you are, it's going to affect you. It is, unfortunately. But you need to be able to know the certain things that you can do for yourself, to give back to yourself, to realize that everyone is different. Everyone's, you know, got something different about them, and that's okay. Like, the way that men pick is got nothing to do with you. It's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And yeah, that's definitely one big thing I would share about my job. There's some more, but I honestly think I'm going to end it with that one because I have been talking for a long time and I really, really enjoyed it. And I really hope you guys did too. So if there's any more questions from this, I was about to say article, from this episode that you enjoyed, or if there's any feedback, let me know. or if there's anything that you would like me to delve further into from past episodes, or, you know, what's going on in the world today, if there's anything that you can think of, please hit me a DM at zerofilter.podcast on Instagram, or Fei Luna Fei, FeiLunafei, also on Instagram, and I will get back to you on there and or on here. So I would really like to thank you all for tuning back in, because I know it was a long wait and I'm sorry, but hopefully it won't be that far again. And I also got so much response to people that want to come and jump on here. So hopefully next time I will have a guest and we can really delve into their story. Okay. See you later, guys. Bye.